Since times immemorial, we have seen evolution of communication in different forms. But have we ever seen its various perspectives? Let's peep into this. Well, our team, the Arceus, is here. We are happy to present before you a presentation slide on communication and its perspectives. Hope you like it. Well, what is communication? Communication refers to transfer of the information between two ends, usually known as the sender and the receiver. Now, how did this word originate? Well, the origin of the word is traced back to Latin word communicare, which means to share or make common. There are many perspectives to definition of communication. Basically, there are three: process perspective, event perspective, and Indian perspective. Now, let's start with the very first one, process perspective. The process perspective is divided into three basic components. First, the sender, which is me right now, who is transmitting pretty boring monologue message through a channel to the receiver, who is you, sitting at the other end. While the process of transmitting the message, I develop an idea which is called encoding. The idea is then composed into a message and is being transmitted to the other party. Again, you who interprets the message and receives meaning. Interpreting a message is called decoding. This is called process perspective. Pretty simple, isn't it?
So to the next one is event perspective. Mr. George GERBNER's model of communication is also known as the event perspective. Now wait. Who is this Dr. George GERBNER? Well, Dr. George GERBNER was the founder of cultivation theory and event perspective of communication. He was an American journalist, communication professor, writer, columnist, and an assistant financial editor. And what did he mean by this event perspective? Okay, suppose a man or machinery named M is attending an event E. The message perceived from event E by M is called E1. E1 is not same as E. This is because any man or machine can't perceive the whole event but only a part of it, which is E1. This is called perceptual dimension. Now the event content drawn and modified by M is called E2. Here M becomes the source S of the message about to send to someone else. M creates a statement or signals about the message, and GERBNER termed its form and content as E2. S is the source or form of source it takes, and E2 is the man's content. Here E2 is structured or formed M, and it can be communicated in a different way. M uses channels to send the message which he has a greater or lesser degree of control. The question of control relates to M's degree of skill in using communication channels. This process can be extended to infinity by adding on other receivers who have further perceptions of the statements about perceived events. Well, that was quite technical and boring. Okay, now something relatable to our culture. So let's scroll down to our cultural perspective. Our Indian perspective of communication. Scholarly exploration of communication began in India in the late 80s and 90s of the last century. The Sanskrit term SADHARNIKARN comes closest to the sense of commonness. Associated with communication, SADHARNIKARN is a social process which can be achieved only by Sahridiyas, people with the capacity to receive messages and are on same level. This is an innate ability acquired through culture, adaptation, or learning. The goal of Sadharnikaran, therefore, is not persuasion so much as the very enjoyment of the process of sharing. So this is all for this time. So we bid farewell for now. Tata, bye-bye, sayonara. Keep communicating and keep bridging, guys. And yes, don't forget to leave your feedbacks.
Thank you.